Welcome to our presentation on the proposed Shenanilands ISD Makerspace project. Special thanks to the school board, PTA, and community members for attending. My name is Heather McCain, and I'll be presenting on the budget and security and support for the project.
My name is Caitlin Miller, and I will be discussing the background and current environment for Shenanilands ISD, as well as the target audience for this project.
Hi, my name is Alicia Solis. I will be walking you through our project plan and explaining some of our goals for Makerspaces and their implication on student learning.
My name is Victoria Williams, and I will detail our staffing and training plan and discuss future planning.
There are about 500 students at each school in Shenanilands ISD, and each school has its own librarian. Mr. Edward Jones is the librarian for the elementary school, Ms. Joanne Edwards is the librarian for the middle school, and Mrs. Marlene Willis is the librarian for the high school. There are not any library aides on staff, although there is a TA for the high school library during certain parts of the day, so our librarians stay pretty busy throughout the day. Our library's current resources include printed resources, books, magazines, etc., areas for students to read, workspaces for homework, research, and such, as well as meeting places for clubs and other student organizations. Right now, the ICT, or Information and Communication Technology, in our libraries include computers, iPads, and cameras. Fairly basic and straightforward, but also useful. This is a SWOT analysis of the Shenanilands ISD libraries. For those who are unfamiliar with this form of analysis looks at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats facing the libraries. Strengths and weaknesses are internal attributes, and opportunities and threats are external. The library's strengths include the academic materials that are available for students to access, our excellent library staff who are passionate about what they do, the strong and diverse collection of reading material available, as well as the seasonal displays, such as for the book fair or for Banned Books Week. Weaknesses include few Makerspace activities. The Makerspace movement has been around for quite some time, and while our staff is capable, we have not been able to catch up with this movement. We also did not know much about it, admittedly, and let other faculty take charge of the creative elements of education. Also, there is the unfortunate truth that our librarians simply don't have the capacity to take on more duties. Not only do they work in the library, they also help with other school activities. Mr. Jones helps with the school plays, Ms. Edwards is the middle school cheerleading sponsor, and Mrs. Willis is the junior class faculty advisor, as well as the faculty head of the prom committee. Opportunities facing the library include the support they get from other faculty members. There is a lot of cooperation and collaboration that comes with education, and it is wonderful that our librarians and the rest of the faculty work well together to create interesting projects and assignments to make education more fun and engaging. We are also grateful for the support the library gets from the PTA, who help fund many of our seasonal activities and displays. Threats facing the library include low funding. Again, we are grateful for the PTA's assistance, but maybe there's more that can be done to help the library with new initiatives. There's also the threat of lack of student capacity. We recognize that our students are very busy with academic work and extracurricular activities, and we want to make sure that any new projects we start don't increase the overwhelm many of our students may face. We began to reach out to the community through social media to see what students and families wanted the libraries to provide, as well as to remind everyone what the library already has. The conversations on Facebook and Twitter turned toward Makerspaces, so we sent out a survey through Seesaw to see if students would be interested in Makerspaces being added to the library. We created 2 different surveys, one for elementary students and one for middle school and high school students. We encouraged the elementary students to have their parents help them take the survey, and for each student to complete the survey, their name was entered into a raffle to receive a gift card to the local pizzeria, one winner for each school. Questions from the survey included, what is your favorite class? What do you like about the school library? What is your favorite craft? And what do you want to see added to the library? The responses were fairly similar. The general consensus is that the library is a good resource for academia, but students are open to more creative outlets. Various forms of creativity were listed or chosen in the survey, such as crocheting, coding, 3D printing, and Lego building. I would like to take a moment to share some personal anecdotes that were voluntarily given to the librarians while this survey was out. Rodney Gardner, a high school junior, approached Mrs. Willis and discussed the survey with her. He is very busy with football and other sports, so he is unable to take any fine arts courses or any classes that allow for more creativity or expression. He likes the idea of having an outlet to build things while he's at the library, even if it's for only 5 minutes at a time. Ellen Harris, a fourth grader, told Mr. Jones that she loves making things with yarn and cardboard, and she is excited about the chance to be able to make things like that in the library. Carrington Lewis, a sophomore, told Mrs. Willis that she deals with stress and anxiety, and she thinks that crocheting or creative time will help with stress relief and mental health. Lorelei Williams, a parent of one of our elementary students, called our administrative offices after she helped her daughter take the survey. She is excited about the idea of makerspaces, and she thinks they are a great way to kickstart community engagement. She has heard stories about how students make mats out of plastic bags for the homeless population to sleep on, and she hopes that we'll have opportunities to make something like that.
To establish 3 high-priority goals to be reached by the end of the 2019-2020 academic school year. As we take a closer look at these goals, you will be able to see our envisioned makerspaces are created with students, teachers, and families in mind. Our first goal is to provide the students and families of our great district with access to bi-weekly Makerspace workshops at each of the 3 campuses. We understand that some of the more costly machinery may need to travel in order to reach all of our students, and so we intended to ensure accessibility by bringing these makerspaces to the individual campuses on a scheduled basis. More than simply bringing the equipment to the campuses, it is our objective to collaborate with one another as librarians to design high-interest, engaging opportunities that will not only add to our community outreach efforts, but also empower students and families with the basic creating skills. Our second goal addresses how we envision collaborative makerspaces supporting the teachers of Shenanilands ISD. This is not to be viewed as something extra that the teacher would be expected to do, but rather a means of support in providing teachers with a resource to create immersive, hands-on activities for their students while still addressing the TEKS and campus priority standards. Teachers, how many times have you imagined a hands-on activity for your students only to realize that you didn't have the resources needed to follow through on your original plan? By working together with your campus librarian and district library coordinator, these activities can be planned in advance to ensure you provide your students with 1, a place to carry out the activity, and 2, materials and technology needed. In a 2017 Tech Advocate article, Matthew Lynch outlined several reasons in support of makerspaces in schools, including the idea that they teach perseverance, provide opportunities for students to see the connection between the real world and their lessons, and develop problem-solving skills. These are some of the most challenging aspects of learning today. But together, by utilizing makerspaces, our district can be at the forefront of tackling these issues in a way that keeps teachers and students interested. Our final goal centers more around students. What can we provide students with on a daily basis that will provide them with the space to explore and construct? This is where curiosity corners come in. Some of you may have heard this term before, or you may have even seen one, but not realized that it was indeed a thing. Envision a fixed area within each campus library devoted solely to providing students with materials and space needed to build, to formulate ideas, and then to produce those ideas. We're not talking about expensive high-tech items here, but more along the lines of Lego walls, arts and craft supplies, etc. Now, of course, these areas may look different as you move from the elementary school to the middle school to the high school, but the intent remains the same. Our vision is that our students will not only have access to such areas, but that they will also be able to navigate through them independently. If you'd like to view a more detailed version of our project plan, including the activities associated with each of these goals and our means of evaluation, please feel free to scan the QR code to reach our Trello board.
This project plan will be spearheaded by the district library coordinator with the support of the district library assistant. The starting salary for the district library coordinator is $43,000 per year, and the position requires an ALA-accredited master's degree and at least 3 years of school librarian experience. Preferred skills include management experience and administrative experience in program development. The starting salary for the district library assistant is just over $22,000 per year, and the position requires a minimum of 48 semester college hours from an accredited college or university and at least 1 year of clerical experience. Preferred skills include bilingual in English and in Spanish, experience working with students in a school or library position, and an associate's degree or higher. The district library coordinator manages district library operations, including library budget administration, district school library policies and procedures, collection development, resources challenges, and copyright and ethical issues. The district library coordinator liaises between district administrative departments and campus-based libraries, as well as between campus-based libraries and vendors. The district library coordinator oversees assignment, support, and assessment of campus librarians, serving as the appraiser to each campus-based librarian and providing support through curriculum writing, professional development, and dispatch of the district library assistant. The district library coordinator uses data-based methods to assess student learning and evaluate library services and creates action plans for improvement from collected data. The person in this position will coordinate district Makerspace initiatives by leading bi-weekly Makerspace pop-up events and making purchasing decisions for Makerspace events. The district library coordinator will explore new outreach, grant, and marketing opportunities. Finally, the district library coordinator will engage in professional development at least once per semester, including summer. 2 professional development opportunities will support district Makerspace initiatives: the Constructing Modern Knowledge Summer Institute and Invent to Learn workshops. The district library coordinator will choose a 3rd professional development opportunity to support his or her own professional goals at least once per academic year. The district library assistant assists the district library coordinator in library service initiatives and library operations through outreach, marketing, clerical work, and other duties as assigned. Other duties include scheduling of all Shenanilands ISD library meetings and events, maintaining the district library catalog and circulation system, and collecting statistical records on usage, circulation, etc. The district library assistant also assists campus-based librarians in library operations as needed through clerical work and other duties as assigned. Other duties here include performing routine maintenance of library equipment, processing new library materials, entering metadata, arranging for interlibrary loans, assisting in annual library inventory and weeding of library materials, and serving as a substitute for campus-based librarians as needed. The district library assistant will receive initial training and ongoing support from the district library coordinator through quarterly performance evaluations and feedback. The district library assistant will engage in at least 1 professional development opportunity per academic year. Based on performance evaluations, the district library coordinator will either assign or allow the district library assistant to choose this professional development opportunity. The ALA provides resources in which to support the training and education of library staff. For more information about these job descriptions and training plans, please see the appendix.
The budget for the first year of the Shenanilands ISD Makerspace will include annual funding for the positions of District Library Coordinator and District Library Assistant, professional development for both positions, and mileage to cover their transportation throughout the rural district. The budget also covers startup expenses of multi-use materials to expand maker opportunities for students. Annual expenses total to $75,366, and startup expenses total to $4,959, for a combined total of $80,325. Institutional support will cover the annual expenses in this proposed budget, and a combination of local support and multiple library grants will fund the startup expenses of the project. The Shenanilands ISD Makerspace is a recipient of the Lowe's Toolbox for Education grant for $4,957, an Awesome Foundation Library grant for $1,000, and an Ezra Jack Keats mini grant for $1,000. The majority of the grant money for this project will fund equipment purchased for the Makerspace, while a portion will fund professional development for both the coordinator and the assistant. The elementary, middle, and high schools in Shenaniland ISD will set aside a small amount of library space to form curiosity corners. We hope that each of these corners will be funded by the PTA of each school. This will provide an opportunity for the coordinator to develop passive programming in coordination with current curriculum focus. Resources in each curiosity corner will include a Lego wall, Connects pieces, and a Sphero mini robot, and arts and crafts supplies, including an Instax mini camera for low-tech options. To expand the understanding of making for students and their families, maker workshops will explore circuits and programming. With these resources, we hope to include all ages in exploring what is possible with electronics. Makey is described as an invention kit for everyone and allows students to make sensors, controllers, and games with everyday objects and computer coding. Paper Circuits uses conductive tape and watch batteries to explore circuits from a basic light-up card to more complicated projects, and is a great example of combining art and science. The Arduino kit is similar to the Makey, allowing students to invent and create with programmable hardware, but it is more hands-on and customizable than the Makey kit. All of these kits will be appropriate for student workshops and will be used in the bi-weekly student workshops. To kick off the equipment for the Makerspace, the Home Ec department is donating some older sewing machines as they upgrade their own equipment. This is classic maker equipment and will provide more open-ended opportunities for students interested in textile arts. The combination of a Cricut maker and t-shirt press will be a valuable resource for students as they pursue more low-tech making with paper, cardboard, and textiles, and serve as an introduction to more heavy-duty equipment as the Makerspace grows. The poster printer is equipment that will be located at an individual school, likely the high school, and will be a resource for the entire district. As students pursue making and digital design programs or through photography, this printer will be an important step in producing the final product. I should note that the other pieces of equipment are considered mobile and can be used in the Makerspace workshops. Part of the duties of the district library coordinator and the coordinator aide will include teaching appropriate safety skills as they guide students in the making activities. At this introductory level of the first-year plan, these safety skills will not be markedly different than safety approaches required in arts and crafts projects. However, students will be handling small pieces, scissors and cutting tools, and a t-shirt press. Students will need to be supervised as appropriate to their age group. Clear guidelines for equipment use will be posted by the coordinator for everything used in the Makerspace, workshops, and curiosity corners, from Legos to circuit kits. As more technologies are introduced, guidelines will be updated. Guidelines for sharing projects on Shenaniland ISD social media will be clearly posted at workshops and curiosity corners, and the coordinator will follow district guidelines for social media usage. Weak points in our plan include continued funding for these projects, but other project grants are available for Makerspace development, as are support sites such as donorschoose.org. Resources of the Makerspace are also currently limited to low-tech options and the introductory circuitry and robotics being developed in this first-year plan. Variety in making options and tools will hopefully expand as the Makerspace grows, as driven by student interests. As the Makerspace expands, important peer-to-peer educational opportunities will develop.
Based on our research and in response to community data, we propose the following considerations for the future. Exhibit student work in campus libraries and rotate bi-weekly. Establish designated Makerspace theme days in campus libraries. McNeil provides examples such as Maker Mondays, Tech Tuesdays, Wacky Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, and Fun Fridays. Expand Makerspaces to unused physical spaces to establish a permanent footprint on campuses. Purchase more equipment and supplies in response to local interests like woodworking, electronics, AV equipment, 3D printing, coding, etc. Develop grant writing skills through professional development for campus-based librarians and teachers, and delegate pursuit of grants. Host annual maker fundraiser showcase where students or makers sell their work to the community, and proceeds go toward the purchase of new equipment and supplies. Establish a Makerspace club at each Shenaniland ISD campus with a dedicated sponsor and dedicated students to run the Makerspace, and develop peer education for Makerspace activities. Increase integration of Makerspace activities with state standards and curricula. Offer incentives for teachers and librarians to create Makerspace curricula and ensure different cultures are represented in curricula. Develop an institutional repository for Shenaniland ISD and publish Makerspace curricula as open educational resources. And finally, partner with neighboring districts to organize county or regional Makerspace expositions and educator networking events.
And now for lessons learned. I learned to remotely work with a group using G Suite and Trello and about the infinite possibilities of student makerspaces. Also, we learned that the voice memo on your phone doesn't record other people's voices on group calls.
I've never done a group project where we all worked remotely. Google Hangouts is an ideal way for groups to communicate, and we use Trello to track our progress with the project. Google Slides is nice for collaboration, but there are some instances where PowerPoint would have been better. I am fortunate enough to have been part of an excellent group, so we were able to work well together and handle the new technologies together.
Hi, this is Alicia Solis here. This was my first experience working entirely remotely with a group. Google Hangouts provided an easy and accessible platform to collaborate with one another. It's one that I will continue to use in the future. Furthermore, I was able to gain more experience with Trello and understand the inner workings of it a bit better. Overall, I feel as though this project exposed me to new technologies I wasn't previously using.
I learned about the potential of makerspaces in general. I also feel better equipped to tackle group projects virtually in the future. Our group used Google Hangouts to meet, and I enjoyed my first experience with the platform. Finally, I became more acquainted with G Suite and Trello.